All right. Let's see here. Whoa. That was loud. Let's see if this thing works. So, this amp we got at the last minute from Facebook, and I thought, hey, it's a Blues Junior, it's probably going to do the job, because I had just played in New York and we used a Blues Junior and it was great. And I thought, yes, I want a Blues Junior. And so we tried out this Blues Junior at Cook-Off, and it just didn't have the same tone. It didn't have the clarity, it didn't have the punch, the power. Like, it just wasn't sounding right. And I was getting ready to sell it. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Just plugged it in, and I was looking in the back, and one of the tubes was just sitting there, like it had fallen out. I noticed there was only three tubes plugged in, and I thought, I wonder if it's broken or if it just fell out. And I got the tube and I put it back in there, and guess what? It's loud as ever, and it sounds so good. So I will be keeping this sound. So I started playing guitar at a very early age, and I just really wanted to be like my hero. I wanted to play like my heroes, like Chet Atkins, like Jerry Reed, Steve Warner, Vince Gill. I mean, Brent Mason. And one of my all-time favorites is Pete Anderson. And I just wanted to be able to play like these guys. I mean, they're the best. They inspired me through the years. So I guess if you kind of mixed it all together, all of my heroes and stuff I picked up from them through the years, I mean, I guess you got me. But I just love playing guitar, and I haven't really played electric guitar on my YouTube channel as much as I probably should. So I figured I would talk about playing lead guitar, which is totally different than playing acoustic guitar. And especially when I'm doing my shows, when we're playing live and I'm playing electric, it's a lot more difficult because you have to remember to play the fills, and you have to sing and play the fills at the same time. So, like if I was doing Lucky Arms, you know, and introing it. He's got Lucky Arms, you know, you gotta play the lick, but you have to sing at the same time as you're playing. So there's a lot more work that goes into it that I don't think a lot of people really understand. But yeah, doing fills while you're singing is tricky. But I think if you can learn to do that, it kind of sets you apart from everyone else, because not a lot of people can do that. But if you get used to it, you'll get used to singing and having your hand do something else at the same time. So the intro to Lucky Arms would be. He's got lucky arms, he gets to hold her the way I know I never will again. They're dancing close with her head on his shoulder. Lucky arms, lucky heart, lucky him. Leading, I like to do those. I like to lead into the chord that it's going to go to. Especially if you're singing, it kind of helps the singer, and it just helps direct the song. It helps the song know where it's going. Helps the listener know where it's about to go. So it's not just a surprise when it gets there. But yeah, I love playing electric guitar, and when I was very young, I wanted to be the blues guy sitting on a porch, rocking in a rocking chair, just playing the blues. I just thought it sounded so cool. And you know, and through the years, I, you know, really enjoyed the likes of Chet Atkins, Jerry Reed, Vince Gill, Steve Wariner, Brent Mason, and Pete Anderson that did all the Dwight Yoakam stuff early on. Like, those guys really shaped me. I mean, I remember in the 90s learning all of the Brent Mason stuff because we were covering, you know, the songs that were popular on the radio, like Alan Jackson. You know, and we were doing Neon Moon, you know, that lick right there. I mean, that's the feel that he was playing in that, and all of those things. Like, what's another one I could think of? That's the Diamond Rio, Mirror Mirror on the Wall, and there's so many signature licks from the 90s that are like etched into my soul. Like, I just know them, I remember them, and I think learning all of those songs back then really shaped who I am today as a player, because I still use a lot of those licks just in different ways, and I'll use them in different songs, and you know, like the Working Man Blues, that lick, you know, I mean, we've worn out Working Man Blues, we've played it so much, but it's still such a fun song to play, and if you learn it, then I believe it teaches you not just how to play Working Man Blues, but it teaches you how to play so many other rhythms and fills in other songs, because that's not just Working Man Blues. I mean, it's CC Rider, Elvis. It's just a riff, you know. So if you're just kind of, you know, playing something like, say, Folsom Prison Blues, you know, you could do the "Will I hear the train a-comin'?" That's that same Working Man Blues lick, just in a different key. You can use that anywhere in any song pretty much, and you can slow it down. You could do all kinds of cool stuff with it. But yeah, I've been playing guitar for so long, and early on, I will say that it was a guy named A.V. Mittlestedt that actually told me if I would learn to play guitar, lead guitar, and not just sing, that it would set me apart from the rest of the artists out there, because a lot of artists would either just hold the microphone and sing or strum and sing, but not a lot could do both. You either had a lead player and a singer, but or you didn't have a band, you know. But if you could play lead guitar, you really wouldn't need a lead guitarist. So a lot of times I would just play lead guitar and sing, and we'd have a, you know, bass guitar and drums, and that was our band. You know, if you really think about it, that's 4 pieces right there. That's lead guitar, vocals, bass, and if the bass sings harmony, or if the drummer sings harmony, I mean, that's a lot of music. So if you learn how to play lead guitar and sing, it really makes a huge difference, especially when you're trying to create a sound. You can pick up a certain style on the guitar and use it all the time, and you start to generate your own style. And I have a certain way that I play because it's how I was taught, and a lot of it comes from trying to mimic a steel guitar, because we wouldn't have a pedal steel, so the Telecaster would be the next best thing. You know, and you would do things like, you know, these swells. And that would be how we would try to mimic the steel guitar. And, you know, then you had these, you could switch your pickup and then play another part. and we would do parts. You know, we would try to do these steel licks. You know, and it would kind of get the job done. But yeah, I love to play electric guitar, and if you ever come out to a show and I'm the only guitar player, get ready, because I throw everything I've got out there. I don't hold anything back because I need all of the licks that I know to make the show happen. There's a little chicken picking for you. Well, he started playing when he was 5 3/4 and knew to make it jive. Watched him learn and played a chance he could. Well, he knew where he wanted that sound to go when he heard the licks on the radio. He got chicken plug and finger picking good. That boy was chicken plug and finger picking good. He could make a guitar talk and knew he could. Well, the people came from all around to hear him make his guitar sound. Chicken plug and finger picking good. Pick it one time, son.